Welcome back to the Listen Up Podcast, where we analyze a new album each week. I'm Jamie, and this week we've got me, Nick.
I'm Bob Ross.
And Jordan.
I got a haircut for the first time in over a year, which is cool.
This week, we're going to be taking a look at Obviously by Late Street Dive, released in 2021, and it was picked by me, Jamie, again, that's me. I picked this one, I guess it's a few things lead into it.
Tell us.
One, I love this band. I really feel like they're I don't even know if underappreciated is the right word, but I just feel like they're not as well known as they should be.
Yeah.
I love their like jazzy R&B-ness, and then with this album and their last album, they're kind of going even more into like infusing like a little bit more of that like poppier sound into their songwriting and structure. And it's really good. And then the reason I chose this album though is simply because it's their newest, and I really enjoyed it. Me and Nick, we were on shift one day at work one Friday morning, and I was just like, I'm just gonna look at my release radar and find just some really new thing. And we found this, and I was like, oh shit, when did this come out? And listen to that. We also listened to the new Lana album that had coincidentally came out the same day, and one of those albums was way better than the other one.
Lana.
Yeah.
Much better.
What is it? Chemtrails and cow patties? What is it?
Chemtrails over the country club.
There we go. That's the one.
Over chemtrails and cow patties.
I'm just saying, Norman fucking Rockwell. I think it was a better album for sure. I like it more.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that's kind of why I chose this. And actually, I think as far as my like familiarity with them, I believe that the reason I know about them is from you guys in high school, you and Travis.
Yes, sir.
Primarily you.
Did I tell? I don't really remember Travis knowing a lot about them, but I could be just completely
wrong.
I
just remember whenever we had a teacher, our beloved junior English teacher. He would play music, like kind of, I guess, during his class during the like 15-minute breaks between periods. And then one day we walked in and he was playing something, and I just remember both you and Travis were like, "Oh, is this Lake Street Dive?"
The song was Rabbit Animal.
I don't even remember what it was. I just remember. And so that was like where the name was introduced to me. And then at some point later on, I think you're the actual reason I heard their stuff. And I was like, oh shit, yo, this is tight.
Yo, this hard.
Yo, this hard. Okay, hard.
Rachel Price hard.
But I love her voice. Their rhythm section's also great. I mean, it's kind of like St. Paul and the Broken Bones, where it's like that jazzy R&B-ness, bluesiness, but I love the vocals, and like all the music going on behind the vocals is also like immaculate. I love it.
That's a good comparison, because not only is their style of music is pretty similar, I guess, kind of like soul, jazzy rock, but made today, versus it sounds like it could have been made in like the 60s or 70s or something. And they keep taking more like experimental liberties with it. But for both of those bands, St. Paul and the Broken Bones and Lake Street Dive, for me, I was drawn in by the sound of the singer's voice, and I love the instrumentation behind it, but I only got a larger appreciation for the music once I was pulled in by the voice, you know?
Right, yeah. You come for the voice and you stay for everything else, including the voice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I would really like to see Lake Street Dive live. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to put on a really good show.
Yeah, I was reading about them on their Wikipedia page, and I think it was saying it was either the year before they came out with Bad Self Portraits, or it was touring off of that album. It was like the transition between, like it said in 2013 and 2014 they played around 300 shows, and I was like, even in a 2-year period, that's like what?
That's
a little less than one every other day.
Yeah.
I mean, some people hit that shit. I found it was like a Vanity Fair article, like as put out as like part of the press for this album dropping. And it was with Rachel Price, the lead vocalist, and Bridget, what's her last name? The bassist. Hang on, I'm looking it up. It's Bridget something. Kearney. Or Kearney.
Yeah.
Probably Kearney. But yeah, it was a Vanity Fair interview with the both of them, and they were like, the typical press stuff right now with musicians, like, oh, how did COVID, because this was supposed to come out. They did all of the work in trying to put it out early 2020, like pre-quarantine in America, and then so they just coincidentally got it all done right before COVID happened, and then they were like, okay, well, we'll put it off, and then what did they say? They said, it worked out putting it off, because had it come out right then, it would have come out and you'd have this like really lively, bouncy album that then like just like a societal darkness happened for like
the tone's off a bit.
The next like 10 or 11 months, and then they were like, but it works out that it's kind of coming out now because it's feeling like there's kind of this like, the light is starting to come into the end of the tunnel. And so they were like, yeah, it worked out. But they were saying, I think Rachel said, they asked how it felt not like doing all of the touring and everything. She was like, I've come to better terms with it. She said that she has found new things, like she's been learning Spanish, and Bridget convinced her to get an Oculus Quest, and they play like VR stuff together. So she said that's worked out, but she said that, what'd she say? She said that she's the majority of her time over the last like 10 years has spent touring, so it's kind of weird to lose that huge like pillar of self-identity. But she actually had the first, I hadn't really heard this perspective before. She said that it's kind of worked out because it's kind of reassuring to know, like, this is, like, it's not just a small part of who you are. It's kind of refreshing to have it, like, reinforced it, like, oh no, like, I do really enjoy this. It's not like, they've had the time off and she's been like, oh, thank God. It's like, she said it's kind of been a positive aspect of it being like, oh, damn, like, I enjoy it so much that I do miss this. So I was like, I hadn't really heard that perspective about it. Thought that was interesting.
Jordan, how silver lining action.
There you go.
Always good to have.
Jordan, were you familiar with them at all?
Not at all.
Gotcha. How did you feel about them going in blind?
I thought they were okay. I did really like her voice. Style was decent. Just nothing really stood out to me again. Like, it wasn't like bad. Like, I liked like a couple songs. Like Hypotheticals, pretty decent. Know That I Know, I kind of liked how catchy it was. Probably some other ones I'll talk about later, but nothing like crazy, Yeah.
I think Jamie and I were of the opinion that we thought you might like it more than we anticipated because of how much you enjoyed Los Angeles off of Women in Music Part 3. And it's kind of that similar, like, strong rhythm element and a little jazz going on with the saxophone and stuff.
Especially Hypotheticals. My money was on Hypotheticals, Hush Money, and Know That I Know, falling into that camp mostly. But I didn't want to, like, say anything beforehand to, like...
You almost got it perfect. I can't remember exactly Know That I Know off the top of my head, but if I listened to it for, like, a second, I probably would. But
yeah. Because I...
That's the Bob Ross one.
Bob Ross,
Ferris Bueller, Spock.
Know That I Know is the one with all the pairings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going in knowing this band, I really like this album. I would say it's definitely in like the upper half of their body of work for me. And there's not an album by them that I don't like. I definitely like some more than others, but like this one's definitely in the upper half, if not like. I don't know that it'd be number one. It'd be hard for me to pick a favorite of theirs, but this album I like a lot.
I think Bad Self Portraits will always be.
It's a good one, man. It's a really good one.
Yeah,
it's definitely in the running for top for me too.
And this one gets up there. I mean, I like the overall sound of it more than I did Free Yourself Up and Side Pony. There are two albums that were in between Bad Self Portraits and this album.
Yeah, you always say that about Side Pony. I like Side Pony.
I was about to say, but I very clearly need to listen to Side Pony and Free Yourself Up again because I was a jaded little gatekeeper high schooler whenever that came out, and because it was just different than their first album, I thought, ooh, this isn't good anymore. I wanted the jazz band, like when Leon Bridges came out with his second album, it was so different than his first kind of straight up soul album that I didn't enjoy it that much. But I like that album a lot more now. I forget what it's called, Leon Bridges' second album, and I'm sure I would like Side Pony and their other stuff more now too, especially considering how much I like this album. And how different
sometimes
it is.
You just gotta rock a Side Pony, bro.
Yeah. I do know that line from Side Pony.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I guess we can start getting specific then. My brain kind of had like it went fully blank when I said that. I like the song Hypotheticals quite a lot.
Yeah. It's one of my favorites.
It's so good. It's so like it's one of my favorites of like I think it's one of my favorite songs by them. Like I really like that song. It's like just like the bass line with the little guitar runs thrown throughout there.
I've been playing out a lot of hypotheticals in my mind. I've been writing your name down next to mine. Been imagining all the things you and I could do. I've seen all the
it just feels so like bouncy and like we're just fucking chilling, dude. The chorus. It's the kind of thing, starting with like the first time I listened to it, is like an earworm, man. It gets stuck in my head just the whole time, or for like weeks.
And it's impressive to me because the whole song sounds pretty complex with how intricate the rhythm sounds, but you can still remember pretty much all the words to the chorus if you really get into it, and her vocal delivery kind of seems like it goes like around the beat. It's not always on the same like.
It's because she's got that jazz school background.
Yeah,
and I think that's a really cool thing about. I guess mostly like her voice and Bridget's bass lines, and his name is Mike
Calabrese, I think.
Yeah, he plays like the drums, or no, it's the other one, Olsen.
What, McDuck?
Yeah, because they call him McDuck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because his trumpet lines and stuff. Yeah. He went to school like with Rachel Price, Bridget Kearney, and old McDuck Olsen. They went to school together for like at a jazz school in Boston. And then he went for like trumpet and learned to play guitar, specifically to play guitar in a band. And and you can tell, but you can really tell it in the bass lines and how Rachel sings within a key. Mm-hmm. And in this song, especially like the chorus is great, and then the verses, I just like the lyrics are good, but also her delivery throughout, where she goes like her pitch just really ranges, and goes like decently low. Mm-hmm. In some part, like or she's like, immediate action is unnecessary.
Baby, let's not wait and see. Immediate action isn't necessary. It's a fatal attraction. It's a little scary, but I got a plan of attack. And
but I gotta. She goes low with that, but I got a plan of attack, and I love that, man. It's so I love dynamics. You know, I mean, who doesn't? That's like a big part of music.
That's music.
She does it very well.
Is resolving tension, yeah. But I think it was this song. I had meant to remark in my notes on one of the songs, and I think it was this one. How there's a part where she goes from like super low to super high. I'll see if it was on a different song later when we're talking about other ones, but it's just her vocal control and the combination of everyone's layered in vocals and the way that they like the way that she sings off of like not exactly over their background vocals sometimes, and then sometimes they all come in together. It's impressive how it all fits together.
Yeah, and I think it's also really cool how. Sorry, Leo was.
How your dog
talking
shaking.
to the door.
Loves being
I think it's really cool starting off the album. There's like that intro section to hypotheticals. That the first word on the album is the album title.
Obviously, we're at the beginning of something. I don't expect you to know where it's gonna go, but I believe.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And then it's cool. It's obviously we're at the beginning of something. I don't expect you to know where it's going to go, but I believe we might be onto something, and I just thought maybe you should know. And then it goes in. But it's cool because, one, that starts off, it fits into the song's narrative of like a person telling someone like, I've been thinking about us together, don't know if you know it or not, but I've been on it. So it obviously fits in with that. Oh, obviously. But it's also cool because the whole album, they like try to tackle big issues, a lot of which are like first time topics for them. So it's like the intro works for both the song and in the narrative structure of the song and like the album as a whole. I think that's so cool. I dig that. Oh,
I agree.
What's Jordan looking for?
Ooh. What's he doing?
So I was turning my light on a little bit more just so I could have more light in my room.
Oh, gotcha.
But
yeah, so
for all the
so I
viewers
thought that
at
was
home. So that,
for this audio podcast. And I really like whatever that instrument that has that solo. I'm pretty sure it's a like very effect heavy trumpet track.
But I think it's worth a shot.
Because of the way that like the timbre and the like the flowiness of the notes. It's a very like air instrument, not like a discrete but it could also be a very, very legato and smooth synth playing. But I'm pretty sure it's a trumpet.
you're talking about I think it's the second verse.
Yeah, where it's
I know the. Yeah.
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 It sounds very like trumpet or brass in like the flowiness of it. It doesn't sound like it's a hard stop instrument. So I don't know, but I dig it, whatever it is. It fits into that weird where you're like, oh, this is poppy. This ain't just straight up. This ain't your dad's jazz.
Yeah.
I dig it though, man. I like it.
And it's standing in my hand. I don't know why, but it like dude, at the very beginning, I thought it was like that Bruno Mars song where it's like, I've been waiting. I think it's called Suit and Tie or something. Right, it sounded like that at the beginning.
Bruno
Say
Mars?
Bruno Mars?
Isn't it Bruno Mars?
That's Justin Timberlake featuring Jay-Z.
Oh, God.
Bitch!
Ooh. Jordan lost all 2000s cred.
Oh, no. That's like...
That song was the shit in middle school.
Yeah,
It's still
Bruno
good.
Mars. He made
Dude,
that Holy Grail song.
I was forced to listen to Christian music up until high school.
That's fair,
Okay,
that's fair.
or early middle school. I remember hearing "Viva La Vida" on 99.5.
And it like unlocking a key in your brain.
Now I actually heard the Minecraft parody version of that song before I heard the actual song. Which
You did
is
say
really
that.
funny.
Yeah.
It was really funny, but
Creeper.
no, yeah, the
Oh man.
shut up, dude. I was gonna say the core. I also really like the chorus of the song.
Mm-hmm.
It was very catchy.
Yeah, dude. It's just like you just walk around going. This is it's very like hard not to move your body to music.
I agree.
Boogie.
I'll be boogieing going down the road.
And then the next song is Hush Money, which is also one of my favorites on the album. I love it. Especially the piano at the beginning just feels so like, okay. You get a little head bob going to it. It feels if it's weird to say it about a piano, but there's a lot of like swagger to it. It's a very badass piano groove, you know?
Probably, I would assume by the new piano player that he was added to the band for this album, right?
He was I thought so, but he was added after the release of the last album.
Okay.
He's been with them for like a couple of years, but this is the first one where he like was here for the band and helped like write the album and like played for the studio cut of the album. His name is Aki Burmis. Aki, I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
It might be Aki. I feel like I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but I think I heard him say it like that in a YouTube video I watched earlier today. I can't remember.
Yes, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I never caught any of the like any stuff to catch that.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Price was born in Australia.
Oh,
Wow.
But yeah, and dude, I was gonna get into it in Same Old News, but I love his addition vocally. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think his voice really is, especially so with Hush Money, he's in there and he's playing like the keyboard. He primarily plays keyboard. But the chorus in Hush Money is also great too. I really love the geeky, yeah, like the way that she delivers those lines every time. I'm like, oh, it's got some nice stank on it. Like, okay. I'm like, that's a stanky fucking line right there. Yeah, I love that. And the word, and so the whole song just feels like really like, yeah, fuck the man. And it just feels really cool, but then I really like the lyrics and the wording of the second verse especially. You think you're charming, it's alarming just how blind you are. You've got a smarmy little army, you're a pint-sized czar. You can't win the game, so you plan to throw it. But I got a whistle, and I think I'll blow it. Sheesh. And now you want me to be quiet, you won't get it for free. And then she's like, the chorus comes back in, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I heard her say smarmy, and I thought that was funny, and then I thought, oh, I'll look up the rest of the lyric, and then I saw that she said czar at the end.
Pint-sized czar.
Czar, as in Russian ruler. I don't know the last time I've seen or heard that word.
Right.
Since high school.
But Yeah, but then with the whole like, but I got a whistle and I think I'll blow it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, dude, it's so good. And then I also like the bridge a lot too.
You think the silence is a thing that can be bought and sold, but when the money runs out, the truth will be told. So let me get some of that hush money,
Because the song doesn't really get the heavier guitar in until the first chorus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say like that the distorted instruments towards like the end kind of turned me off of the song a little bit.
really.
Yeah, I don't know why. It seemed like something I'd like hear at like a saloon or something in like Texas or something.
Yeah, baby.
I don't know.
We down there shooting the miscreants. You know?
It's like now.
We're rounding up a posse.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I didn't like the rawness of it.
I gotcha.
Personally, I don't know why.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that one's definitely. I think that one's a big one that I like.
Like someone could be like square dancing to like the second half of this song.
Weird.
I
I'll have to listen
know
to it
about
again
that.
with that in mind.
I might have to.
You don't know it?
I might have to say it's cap on that one, Chief. I'm
What the-
re-listening to it, the end of it right now, and I'm not.
No,
getting
not
square
the
dancing
end. At like 1:30 to like 2. Listen to like 1:30 to 2,
All right.
or a little bit before that. Like that.
I don't know.
Down. It's like hush mon out. Like I could like see like
Okay, I can. Yeah, square dancing, no, but I can kind of see what you mean. I think like
Okay,
it could
maybe
be
not
like
square
a,
dancing,
like
Nick,
a
okay?
southern bar
It sound-
band.
yeah. It sounds very raw. Like the guitar sounds very raw in it.
Yeah, I like
What I'm
it.
trying to say.
I like getting raw guitared. You know.
Wait. So the next song is Same Old News.
But yeah, so same old news. Now we can get into it. I really like the song. Okay, so I think Aki wrote it, and because so they said in the Vanity Fair interview that their approach to writing this album was they kind of like paired off with each other and just wrote stuff.
Oh.
And so like they tried to they broke into pairs. So they all wrote a song with each other in pairs. Like
Okay.
how it breaks down like that. I was trying to figure out how to word that like a fucking probability problem or some shit, like a word problem. But they all wrote songs with each other. They said some of them, made the album. Oh my god, hang on.
Oh.
Oh my god. Some of them made the album cut, some of them didn't. So I'm looking forward. Maybe we'll see some show up later on.
Ooh. They did
But
that
this
with,
was one he wrote, and she read it, and she was like, "Okay, so like this is a duet, right?" And he was like, and she was like, "It's gonna be a duet. I wanna hop on this shit." And then they did like a dry run, and they were like,
yeah.
"Okay, yeah, it's a duet." But it's really good, man. I don't listen to a lot of duets and go, "Okay, that was really well done." But this is one of the ones where I like having the last duet I can think of that I heard, and I was like, oh hell yeah, is the Labyrinth Sia duet.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, baby,
Yeah.
baby, don't you see? I got everything you need.
Beautiful.
I got everything.
But
But yeah, his voice I think really complements. Because his is kind of, it stays at like a higher plane than Rachel's does, which is something that I don't think that's not typically how male female vocal sounds go in duets, but I liked the kind of different.
People talk about us, but what they do without us is the same old news. I just wanna love you, but it's causing so much trouble. I guess it's the same old news.
Reorientation of that, and I like both of their voices are great.
yeah.
This is
And
one
then,
of my
dude,
Well, I was gonna say this is one of my favorite songs on the album.
yeah,
It's not. I was trying to think of how to classify it, but it's. I don't know. It's just kind of that because it's not really 80s. It's I guess it's a little more poppy. The duet
80s,
aspect really
one
adds
would say
to it.
the decade of the duets.
Yeah,
The 80s to
I can
me,
kinda
as far
see
as
it.
like popular music goes, that's like the most duet heavy decade.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from like, the fucking 40s, but
the 40s and 50s, lots of duets.
yeah, I just but I really dig the song. It was one of the ones that I think my first listen I was like okay about, and then the more I listened to it, I was like, no, this is like really good. But one thing that helps with that is I love 3-beat stops in any music, and especially this song. I love it on here, like bing bing bing.
Yeah, and it's at the beginning of every chorus they do that bump 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 bump.
Yeah, just like 3-beat and then 5-beat.
Yeah.
I love stops like that. They're so good. Like one of my favorite parts of the Gambino concert was actually he had his band and he was like, "Yo, we've been practicing our I forget what he said. He said like jazz stops or blues stops or something." And he was like, "You guys want to see it?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, Because if a singer ever asks a question, does the crowd ever say no?
I know. Except that one time that Tyler Creator brought Drake on stage, and they were like, "Yo, you want to see Drake?" And everyone was like, "No."
Where's
Okay,
Frank?
to be fair though, to be fair,
What?
Bro, if you were at a Drake concert,
You would not,
and
dude.
even if
you're
you
at a Tyler Creator concert, Drake comes out, you're gonna say no at a concert.
yeah,
Jamie,
because
you don't-
I feel like the songs that I like by Drake wouldn't be concert songs. I don't think they're gonna get up there and fucking bust out Passion Fruit.
Nice for what? Or like God, like even God's Plan?
God's Plan's fine, yeah.
bro, what if he played Forever?
Okay, that'd go kind of hard.
See, dude, you're bruh. There's no way you'd be at a concert. Your
I was
cap is
running
so
through
hard right
6
now.
with my woes.
Maybe like
I mean, what?
like the hive mind of the crowd yelling boo. I can't
Yeah.
say how I would
I don't-
react in that
I
scenario.
don't like Drake enough to go like against the crowd because that'd be kind of funny. So I'd be like, all right, yeah, I'll hop in.
Bruh, I would definitely be like, yo, Drake's performing. Also, I didn't really listen to Frank that much. I know people who listen to Tyler listen to Frank a lot too.
Yeah.
So
Especially if I had been wanting and expecting Frank. Drake would be
But
such a
still,
letdown.
bruh.
I would
But
agree with that.
Still,
Like Drake's
I
a
would
Drake's
not
a
agree
person
with
where
that, but-
where
Well, I
like
would-
I'll
I
listen
would-
to I'll queue. I've got a few songs playlists, but like I wouldn't pay money to see him.
Yeah,
but
but
you paid money to see Tyler though, and you didn't know Drake was coming out though. That's the thing.
yeah, if I was in a crowd and I thought Frank Ocean might be coming out and I saw Drake walk out, I'd be like, "Oh man, still cool." Like cool.
Yeah. See.
And I'd have
Drake's
a good
like
time.
the shortbread
gonna
cookie
be
of
like-
rap, though.
Oh God, my day is ruined at this concert because Drake came out. Imagine your problems in life where Drake coming out instead of.
I wouldn't say my day be ruined,
Frank
but I definitely
Ocean.
would think it'd be. I'd join in the meme more than I would be sad to not see a Drake concert. You know what I mean?
Okay, I feel that.
Have you guys seen the it's a song off Blonde that isn't huge. I think it's called Close to You. But there's a video of Frank Ocean singing it at a concert, and then the camera that's like broadcasting his face to the big screen,
Yeah.
it like pans a little bit, and Brad Pitt is just sitting on the side of the stage, and he just and
What?
they like play a little instrumental, and it's all like mystical, and Brad Pitt looks all mysterious, and then they like pan it back to Frank, and he finishes the song. It's actually like it seems funny when I describe it, but it seems surprisingly emotional in a way, and it might also be just because I'm a sucker for Brad Pitt, but
Yeah,
that's how it
I
is.
love his pits.
Big
Brad
guy.
Pitt, in my head, I know who Brad Pitt is, but his face, I don't have until if I see a picture of Brad Pitt, I'm like, that's Brad Pitt. In my head, though, if you say, what does Brad Pitt look like? I go,
I was that way until I saw
Was it the westerny one with Leonardo DiCaprio in it?
It's just
No.
like in my head,
But that was good.
I see like a what's the
see, like-
face blender
Yeah,
app?
yeah. You
I see that with him, Matt Damon, and Mark Wahlberg and Leo DiCaprio all kind of blended into one. Like,
I was thinking
generic
like maybe
handsome
Matthew
white guy.
McConaughey,
Oh, really? I don't see
like
that
mixed
at all.
in there. No,
No, is
I
there-
just think like Southern swagger.
see, like in my head, it's like his face. In my head, it's like a blend of him, Matt Damon, and Leo. Mostly those three, all kind of just like face blended. Like when they took like a 25 million people's faces and just like mixed them all together and it looked almost like
Yeah.
Tiger Woods. It's like that kind of effect.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure how Southern he is, but he was born in Oklahoma and grew up in Springfield, Missouri. So, yeah.
Really?
But I was that same way that you're describing now until
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and I just really loved that movie, so it cemented his face in my head.
Breaking Benjamin's buttons. Um,
He gains too much weight.
Oh God,
His
I don't
buttons
even
start
know
to
where
break.
we were going before.
We were on same old news.
Yeah, but I think I said all I wanted to say about it. Did you guys have anything else to say about it?
Just the stops
No,
you were
I'm good.
talking about, and I think that was
Boom, ba-doo-doo.
it is Aki.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. Hang on, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about how at the Gambino concert he
Yeah.
did that with his band, and the crowd said yeah, and then they did like. They were going ape shit. Obviously, they probably practiced it beforehand, but he presented it like he was just throwing out numbers, and maybe they're that good. I mean, I'm sure that they're that good that he could have done it on the fly, and it would have been just as good. But he did like fucking like 19,
19.
and then like
Which is
the crowd
like a
would,
prime number. Like it's not even a multiple of any like
yeah,
sort
it's,
of
and
usual
it's not a
stop.
typical rhythm. Yeah, it's like a boom, and then he would. I can't remember if he was counting with his vocal. I think for the longer ones he did. For like the short one, he'd be like, give me 2. All right, now let's hit a 5 and stuff like that. And then he said like 18 or 19 or some shit, and the crowd was like started counting too. It was a very good moment. I think the longest he did was like 20, 25 or 26 or some shit. It was crazy. But yeah, that was a fun memory.
I'm pretty sure I know who the drummer is that usually tours and works with him. His name's Nate Smith, and he's like a crazy good drummer. He also toured with Brittany Howard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but and he's played with Wolfpack some too.
Oh, dude, if you say like he plays with a Wolfpack, I'm like, that's a musician. I won't know their name. I'm sure they're like fucking
I'm sure they're insane.
like Corey Wong's
Yeah,
outfit that like they just kind of are people who Jordan. They're like people who independently do their like already illustrious musical careers, and then every now and then they're like, yeah, you guys want to get together and kind of hang out and make an album again, and then they do it, and it's like just incredible like musicianship.
Interesting.
No, but that might be like the most talented band that almost no one knows.
yeah, I'd say that. Like most on the talented. On the most talented, most like unknown curve, they're pretty high up there.
Yeah, they're like they're one of those bands that are like the musicians band,
Yeah,
like not like the people's band, but they're definitely like most like, like in touch musicians. They're like, oh yeah, I love their shit.
I still remember meeting a guy freshman year and him saying that his favorite band was Wolfpack, but nobody had ever heard of them, and me being like, huh, kind of weird name. And then
I thought you guys were saying Wolfpack at first. I was like, what?
and then I didn't look them up for like I don't know another year, and then I saw Lee Pardini, the piano player for Dawes. I saw him say something about like wanting to go to another Wolfpack show because he toured with a guy named Theo Katzman who sings with Wolfpack a lot, and I think that's why he shouted him out. And I was like, if Dawes likes them, I have to look them up. And then they were really good.
Whatever gets you there, I guess. You know. Yeah, like they're like I don't listen to their like I don't like sit and listen to their stuff, but whenever I do hear it, I'm like, I like it. You know. So then, how do you guys like being a woman?
It's good.
I'm not a woman.
Oh,
I actually like that a lot. I remember listening to that song. I actually like that one
Being
a
a
lot.
woman is a full-time job. This is another one where she does her really good, like, low vocal runs.
And you need every dime, 'cause you've got a little baby, and she cries all the time. Being a woman is an uphill climb.
I like it a lot. I like the bridge in this one a lot. The bridge is probably my favorite part of it.
No lunch breaks, no minimum wage, yeah. Most of the time I don't even get paid. I spend my lifetime slaving away for you. And if I complain, they'll blame my feelings. But look at the view from my glass ceiling. Barely see that sunlight stealing through.
Where it's just like you're just kind of chilling, and then it's like boom,
Yeah.
bridge time.
The second half
Making
of the bridge.
Do has the same thing too. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. The second half of the bridge is some of my favorite, like little lyrical lumps on the album. She says, "And if I complain, they'll blame my feelings. But look at the view from my glass ceiling. Barely see that sunlight stealing through."
We're called an angry
Sheesh. I gotta stop sheeshing actually good things.
No, that's when you're supposed to sheesh.
I know, but I feel like it takes away from it.
No, it hypes it up, Nick.
it's all hype. Yeah, I really like it. The song's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just covers a lot of topics too that are near and dear to her heart, probably. And
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, this
Yep.
one was written. Well, this doesn't help. They're all listed as
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
people
I
who
think
wrote
they're
it.
all
trying to
listed
think.
as the writers for like every song.
Yeah,
At least
like,
on Genius.
Like God, why can I not think right now?
Nope.
You got this. I
Jordan's
believe
got that raw chicken breast brain right now. No wrinkles.
What? Oh,
Just smooth.
fucking
bro.
weirdo.
I'm saying it's obviously near and dear to her because she's like a woman living in this time, so she's singing about stuff that matters to her.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if there's anything else that I was trying to say about that. But
I agree. That is a completely 100% fair point.
Yes,
Thank
as
you.
a cis man, I agree. Yeah.
as some white dude
I see you.
that now has
I
short
hear
hair
you.
that looks like every other white dude.
Look, we're the first white men who started a podcast. All right.
That's true.
We're on the
Forgot
we're on the
about
forefront of
Breaking
culture.
ground.
that. Joe Rogan has nothing. on this.
The new way to win at podcasting is to not make any money from it.
Yeah.
We're on the come up.
But yeah, I mean, I always like the song, making, and then I also really like Making Do.
Me too.
So like this is the first one, at least that I can really remember, that's like straight up. So Being a Woman's the first one where it's straight up is like, you know, tackling issues facing women in society right now, and then Making Do is like the first like climate change jazz R&B bop that I can think of. Apparently it was written by one of the Mikes. I think that when they refer to Mike Olson, they call him McDuck, and Mike, I assume, means Mike Calabrese, the drummer.
Okay.
But they said he's actually he's like a big like climate change activist in his spare time.
Okay.
And so he's spearheaded the writing of Making Do. But yeah, it's really good. Fucking, you're working harder than ever now, and the coffee sucks. You know, Colombia and Kenya got too damn hot, and now you're making do with what you've got. And that's the intro. And so, like, right off the intro, I was like, huh?
To the next generation, Merry Christmas. You're working harder than ever now, and the coffee sucks. You know, Colombia
And then the whole thing. But I really like. So the structure of it is like the verses are mainly sung by Rachel, but then every 2 or 3 lines, there's like the whole band says like a little like one line. The kind of.
But we're never gonna stop. Killer waves and riots coming to the coastline soon. Counting up the new typhoons quicker than kilowatts. How could you deny it?
It's like almost call and response, but there's more response, I guess.
Yeah, it's call and response if like the calling verse is not talking about the response verse.
Uh-huh.
But then sometimes they're kind of related, and other times it's like, I don't know. It's really cool structurally, but because it's the whole song like that, I can't cut it in. But it's really good. I like, there's the third section of the first verse is killer waves and riots coming to the coastline soon, counting up the new typhoons quicker than kilowatts. I was like, shit.
I remember the first time I heard her
Bars,
say
dude.
kilowatts in the song. It just took me by surprise.
You said,
Big
wait,
James.
I'm an electrical engineer.
Wait.
And she just said something that I relate to.
You
That's
a big James Watt guy?
That's freaking crazy, dude. That's freaking crazy.
James Watt, the namer of a kilowatt, who also invented horsepower, yet he didn't make them a round, easy integer in relation to each other.
Someone else should have invented it, who didn't invent 2 units for the same thing, where one is just stupid.
This one's 1. This is
I thought max power
joule per second.
created.
And this one is 756 joules.
Dude, you know how many
It's like-
joules per
It's like
sec I can do?
243 or some shit.
You know how much
So
nick
dumb.
that is, bro?
But I also like the bridge in this one again. It's another like sound explosion, and then
With what you got, you gotta make it do a lot more than ever. And you don't even know what you lost. A perfect
the whole bridge is basically how, you know, our generation's having to deal with the find out part of the fuck around generation, you know.
Oh,
Yes.
God. He's starting to talk about generations and stereotypes associated with them.
I don't think it's a stereotype to say that in the 80s climate change was like not like that was the fuck around and we're the find out.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant more. I thought you were talking about Gen Z. My bad.
No. I mean in the sense of
Because all
like,
they do is fuck around on TikTok and make stupid ass videos.
not like that. I mean like specifically relating to I saw someone tweet that and I was like, that's exactly what it feels like.
That actually is yeah.
Like in the
Yeah, I could-
80s, they were just shitting hairspray everywhere and just had all the lights on everywhere. And then now
All
we're
the
like,
lights
oh
on.
shit, ramifications.
I was gonna say, yeah, I like the guitar. Like, not is it? I don't know if it's a solo per se, but
Mhm.
I like that little guitar riff in the middle, kind of middle of the song.
Yeah. I think this was the first time on the album where like I really noticed the trumpet thrown into the hook.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that. I'll always like trumpet, you know, shit. Trumpet, trombone, saxophone, can't go wrong.
Trumpets by Jason Derulo.
Okay, you can go wrong.
What? You don't like that,
That
song?
song's not
It's fine.
awesome.
It's fine. It's like a 6 out of 10.
You don't like that? And the trumpets, they go.
Yeah,
Bro,
if the
that's
whole
such a
song was
good song,
just
bro.
that trumpet hook, then I'd like it a lot more. Get rid of the Jason Derulo, keep the trumpet. I mean, I'm there.
Oh,
You're bad.
Jamie likes the trumpet's instrumental.
Because however they mic'd up the trumpets in that song, it sounds really good. There's a lot of stank in there.
Yeah.
Also,
Anyways,
doesn't Jason Derulo kind of suck? Like, why do we still like monetarily support him?
does he suck?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he like. I don't want to throw out any claims, but I'm.
I don't
Like,
know.
We can talk about it later if you want.
But I'm
I
pretty sure
haven't-
that he's like a shitty kind of guy.
I haven't heard any of that. I'd be
At least
surprised to read.
Past him was like a shitty kind of guy.
I don't know.
Jamie been reading Breitbart too much lately.
Jamie's on his.
I don't think
Jamie's
Breitbart would talk about Jason
scrolling through
Derulo.
Parlor, clicking whatever links he pleases.
Bro, I bet Parler was going crazy earlier today.
True. Does Parlor still exist, or did they shut it down?
I don't think so.
Bunch of dumb fucks.
I'm pretty sure they don't have the server. But anyways, like no one would support their server. So
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I think that I think that caps off my my making do notes, but I really like that one.
yeah.
I thought it was interesting. The lyrics are compassionate for our current generation, or even potentially for the next generation, because not much stuff is changing currently.
Yeah, it is. I guess that's a good point. It's a different. Normally, you hear when you're thinking of songs in this genre, or not genre, but like subject matter. It's more like fuck the past people, but this one's more like damn, sorry for you youngins.
Yeah, like damn,
Yeah.
we know we know you're making do. We know you're doing all you can, but it's kind of hard to unfuck everything that's already been fucked. You know, like.
Yeah.
It's just I just thought it was interesting. Anytime like one of the biggest things that sets me off politically or socially is seeing when people are like, oh, why can't you pay off your student debt? Like I worked just equivocating things that are clearly different. Like now, like especially money wise, but anything broadly,
Yeah.
just equivocating things that are vastly and completely fundamentally different now. Just
Like the whole idea of like why are kids so stressed now? They have technology. It's like that's only made everything more stressful. Also,
I feel that.
inflation, like all kinds of just dumbassness.
Why
That's used
are-
as like political discourse arguments, like fucking saying that minimum wage shouldn't be raised. When if it was on track to be raised, not even on track with like CEO salary increases, just tracking with inflation, it should be way more than it is. And people are like, I paid off my fucking college with my minimum wage job. It's like, all right, first off, college is way harder now. Back then, you could just go, I have a degree, I would like a job, and people would hire you. Now, you can apply to 400 places and not get an interview.
Jamie type beat.
And fucking, you dumb motherfucker, inflation, minimum wage hasn't increased. College has increased incredibly much. Like, it's so stupid. Anytime that's, and it's not even people who aren't versed in the subjects saying that. It's people who like should know better, yet will suddenly come out of nowhere with like that dumbass shit.
I got you.
well, you know, and politicians will say that to spur on people who don't know as much about it, and then
That's the
hive
thing.
mind a group of people, and it's just
Because, like, I don't think all the racist politicians are necessarily racist. They say that shit because they know it'll work. Because the people who get their news from Facebook, on both sides, on all of the political spectrum, there are people on both sides who, like, they see headline on Facebook and go, okay, this is great. It's almost guaranteed to be false and just trying to get, like, money or political gain from you with no basis. And so, like, most politicians, I don't think, like, most politicians aren't that stupid, but they know that people who will vote for them if they say this thing, and they're spineless and have no moral compass. So then they just say it because that will give them money and donations or keep them in power. And so it's so frustrating knowing that people should and most often do know better, but then they're just like scum with no backbone and fucking they're clout demons for like racism. I'm like, you're holding back society because your tiny little greedy brain goes, ooh, if I say
know,
this
I know.
inflammatory thing, I'll get money.
Racism, clout
Like,
demons.
like not supporting gun control when as soon as the country opens, we've had a mass shooting at least every day, if not more than one a day. Dumb motherfuckers.
True. I don't mean to keep us going, but we're pushing an hour right now, so we might want to keep
Well,
talking.
to be
I
fair,
do
the
want to
first
say.
part of that
I do
was,
want to say.
Sure.
The lady who talks about believing in like the Jewish space laser. I think she's. I think she's just,
that dumb.
I think she's just
She's
dumb.
that dumb. She's that dumb.
I don't even know what a Jewish space laser is.
No one. It doesn't exist. It just,
Exactly. Exactly.
It's just
Because
someone.
you're a rational person.
It's just
Jordan.
someone believing conspiracy theories.
Crazy.
But
Yeah, some of them are just that stupid.
what was I going to say? Oh, Lackluster Lover. One of my favorite songs on the album.
Dude, Lackluster Lover is so fucking good. That intro section, I this is one where I have to actually read it. I'm so good on you. I'm so good on this. You could tell me you love me, and I wouldn't give a shit.
I'm so good on you. I'm so good on this. You could tell me you love me, and I wouldn't give a shit. You really mean
Damn.
Like the first time me and Nick were listening in the office, I caught.
I turned
like,
around.
that second. Yeah, I caught that second, and I was like, "Okay, I gotta start the song over." What was that? I love the whole song. Is I mean, it's a lackluster lover. The relationship is so boring that there's no like inciting incident to write about. It's a song just about a boring relationship, and then fucking the second verse. Opposites attract, but I think I'll pass. When you tell me you need me, I'm sure you really do, but I've had my fill. I don't get no thrills. This relationship is just shades of beige and blue.
opposites attract, but I think I'll pass when you tell me you need me. I'm sure you really do. But I've had my fill. I don't get no thrills. This relationship just shades of beige and blue. Never had.
If someone told me, not even that I sucked, I think it'd be worse if someone was just like, "You're such a beige person." I'd be like, "Well, goddamn, dude." My whole
person.
Pain.
ended right there on the spot. That's just like a, oh my god, yeah, just
They
fucking
called you beige.
brutal. Yeah, but I do. I always enjoy that song a lot. And then probably my other highlight on the album is "Know That I Know," because I do have some stuff written down, but it's kind of like just minor things. But the other big thing I have was I really like "Know That I Know." I like the funkiness of it. That's where you start to get again like as soon as it starts, your head starts going.
Yeah, we like baseball and hot dogs. You Ferris Bueller and I'm.
Yeah.
And the lyrics of the first verse are really good, and I really like the chorus.
Don't you know that I know that you know that I know that you want me? And don't I know that you know that I know that you know that I want you? So let it be known by letter or phone. All our other lovers better leave us alone. Get ready to go, 'cause I'm taking you home. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, I can't even remember because all I want to say in my head is right, like without listening to it, is like, I know that you know that I know that you know that I know.
Yeah,
that you know.
she says, I think it's for, don't you know that I know that you know that you want me.
Yeah.
And don't I
was
know
like-
that you know that I know that you know that I want you. So let it be known by letter or phone. All of our lovers better leave us alone. All our other lovers better leave us alone. Get ready to go because I'm taking you home. It's it's that stage in dating where you're like, both parties are like, okay, I'm ready to do this, but they don't want to like overstep it in case the other person doesn't. And so it's kind of like, it's talking about that social dynamic where it's like,
True.
where you start to go exclusive, I guess. which I don't think is a stage in a relationship that is sung about that much, at least that like I'm familiar with. So I like that. And then I like all the verses are written as like we're like baseball and hot dogs. You're Ferris Bueller and I'm your day off. Like it's like the
pairings.
like pairings.
Baseball.
I thought Same Old News was interesting. You were talking about how this stage of a relationship isn't sung about a whole lot. In Same Old News, the whole song is pretty much about a relationship in the public eye. Like they're talking about moving to an island together, but she's sure that they'll build a tower so that they can see them. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. You don't hear about that a whole lot.
That's
From
true.
the
That's true.
love in the perspective of like a public relationship.
Yeah.
And something I really enjoyed in Know That You Know is the rhyme that they do in the chorus. You said it, so let it be known by letter or phone, all our other lovers better leave us alone. The known phone alone. Like, but alone.
That I'm taking you home.
Yeah, It's just that there's a Carole King song that I like a lot that does that. The song is It's Too Late. But we talked about it in my music class a while back, and just that like the songwriting that still that pushes the song forward and conveys the song's message, but still rhymes like back to back to back to back. Like, it's impressive in rap, of course, but this is just like little bars, rhythmic bars in a chorus, and it's just it's catchy. It makes it earwormy, you know.
Yeah, the fact that they like that all of them took turns writing songs for this, they're all very talented songwriters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like my last thing is I really love the harmonica in Feels Like the Last Time. And then I also really like, I think this is some of her like the stankier vocal delivery in the it's like during the verses, whenever she holds stuff out, there's a lot of really good like vocal distortion she adds to it that I'm like, ooh.
They say time can heal, but my wounds keep opening up for you.
Makes you get that like pucker up a little bit. That's how you know it's real good. And then that's the last of my like major notes that I had.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. We talked about all my favorite songs.
Samesies.
All right, well then I guess we can rate it. Me, the Nick,
Negative 400. Oh wait, we're supposed to wait.
Jordan's got announcing next week. For me, I'm gonna give it a flat 8. I think.
Solid.
But I was torn between a 7.5 and an 8, but I think an 8.
I got you.
Oh wait, no, it's next
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it with the 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it with a 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
Almost
Because I
broke
feel like
the
it
threshold.
didn't. Yeah, I feel like it didn't like.
Nope.
A lot of songs didn't like speak to me or actually make me.
Jamie just ripped ass
Yeah,
in the microphone.
I didn't. That was a burp. I didn't.
Ripped
I
throat.
didn't think that like your rating would be high, but I thought you would like a few songs on it, a decent amount.
Yeah, I did.
That was kind of.
I was too optimistic.
See, I was realist. I didn't think. I was expecting like a 4. So I'm delighted with a 4.
Nice.
And that
changed
brings
mine
us
to a
to, for the second week in a row, and for the 4th time in the last 5 weeks, we are at a 6.5. Tied with True Sadness, 22 million, Women in Music, and Sound and Fury.
We're just diluting each other.
Yeah, that's so funny. Literally, the only thing was halfway in between that was Find the Beat with a 5.83. All right, so then, so Jordan, what are we going to be listening to next week?
We're gonna be listening to an album I don't think you guys have explored a ton, and that's gonna be
The College Dropout.
Oh shit! Our second appearance by Kanye.
Yes.
I was gonna say
Also
first,
by me.
but
Yeah,
we
I
did
forgot that we
Ye.
did
Silly
Ye also.
gooses.
Yep.
But I don't
shut
think
the
you guys
hell
have
up.
explored this a ton, right?
I've listened to it
I-
once or
yeah.
twice.
This one,
Okay.
kind of,
But it's been a
kind of
while.
his first three. Wait, did you say graduation or dropout?
The College Dropout.
Okay. Yeah, kind of his
Not
first three are like
Graduation. Oh, actually.
they're ones I'm probably the most familiar with graduation out of like his first three.
Oh yeah,
Wait, the College Dropout. Then it's
late registration.
late registration.
and then it's and then it's
Graduation is
Graduation.
definitely the one I'm least familiar with.
really that's the one I feel like I'm most familiar with. But that even though like I'm definitely more familiar with like his later portion
Yeah.
of work. But this is exciting. It'll give me a reason to go back and listen to it more.
Nice. There's just so
And
many
then-
songs on there that I like.
I guess we can wait. There's gonna be some special announcements next week too.
Teaser.
Okay,
Come back.
Little teaser. So then, what have you guys been listening to this week?
I don't even know, Holmes. I started listening to Giveon a little bit more.
Okay.
Heartbreak Anniversary. Anybody?
I don't know. I do like Giveon though. Isn't he featured on that new Justin Bieber
Drake
song?
song. Oh yeah, the Peaches
Yeah,
one. Or
that song's actually all right.
Yeah, my friend says she likes the one that's like his part way better than Justin Bieber's part.
Yeah.
but he also does the one that's the song that's like
You played the one that he's on with Drake, but I forget it.
The one that's like 2:30, baby, come and meet me, bada bing.
I wouldn't know
What
it.
it
The only time I heard that song was when he played it in the car.
But the Heartbreak Anniversary one is the one where they're at what's it called?
Coachella.
No, stop it. I have to remember.
The one on TikTok where they're in the middle of all the people, and it's like, it's cold outside, but when you walk down my life, why you walk out my life, it's like it's every time.
I don't know.
All of these days it feels like you and me. Heartbreak and bruh, let me play it. You'll know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's it.
You overestimate me.
Gotcha.
No.
For me, I bought a couple vinyls this week. I've been listening to those. I got the second Bluegrass vinyl from Sturgill Simpson, Cutting Grass Volume 2. I got an album by His Golden Messenger that I've liked for a long time, Heart Like a Levee. He came out with another single today. It's called Hardly Town. It's good.
Nice.
You said when the levee breaks?
Close. Almost.
Almost.
I bought a Doobie Brothers album, which I didn't know was coincidentally the one where they got a new singer named Michael McDonald, who I also at the same time bought a Michael McDonald vinyl because I knew who Michael McDonald was and I liked the sound of a lot of his music. But the Doobie Brothers album has a similar feel because he like started to helm the band. It's got like more of a soul-ish vibe to it rather than a classic rock vibe, but they're both really good. Do you guys know who Dev Lemons is from Song Psych on TikTok?
I feel like you sent me.
Yeah, I sent it in our Snapchat group. Yeah, her new EP Lemontopia came out.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
good.
I was saying I think you sent a TikTok of hers to me recently.
It might have been she collabs with Fantano sometimes. And,
Oh yes,
like,
it was
stitches
that.
videos
It
with
was
him.
something.
Oh,
yeah, it was
yeah, I
something
think I
with
saw
Yeah,
that.
and I think it's the one where he's like, "Ooh, this EP is so stinky. Oh my god, it's so smelly." And then it cuts back to her, and she's like, "Shoo wee, oh man."
Yeah, that's what it was. Because I was like, who is this?
Yeah, and every time she promotes it and like gets other TikTok people to help her promote it, they always say like, "Lemontopia is so stinky. You should check it out." It's really fun.
No, is it stinky or is it stanky?
It's comedically stinky. It's not like groovy, jazzy, stanky.
Okay.
But it's more like indie pop, and she's got some funny lyrics and stuff.
Interesting. Nice.
That's
it?
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I've been listening to this album, and then I think as a product of this album, I took like the mental departure, and I've been listening to a lot of Lawrence again.
Oh yeah.
We did Living Room by them. David introduced them to us, and they're like now on my like short list of people I would love to see in concert once like that happens again. I've been listening to their live album One quite a lot, and then Living Room and their first album Breakfast. And they've got some pretty cool covers too. They do a lot of like, especially on their, if you look at their YouTube channel, I don't know what I said. They have a lot of like, they do a lot of like impromptu shit and then just throw it on their YouTube channel. Like one of them was a cover they did of, I think it was Make a Move, but it's Gracie and Clyde, the brother and sister that are the front people, just they're on like a day off in Europe. They're on a gondola in Venice, and they do like an acoustic cover of that. And they've got a third person just recording on like an iPhone or some shit. And they're like, all right, put it on YouTube. And so I found a lot of stuff like that. And just watching them do live sets, I'm like, fuck, this looks so fun.
That's like, sorry to interrupt you. Lake Street Dive does a Halloween cover every year, and I didn't know that. And I watched them do like Bohemian Rhapsody, Afternoon Delight, and Don't Let Me Down by the Beatles.
Grab my baby, gonna find her.
Don't let me
Hold
don't
her
let
tight,
me, don't
gonna
let me.
grab some afternoon
delight.
I found a lot of their stuff on YouTube, and they have a cover on their second live album that is the song is titled Get Busy, and I never knew the title of it, but then through their live album I was like, wait, I know this song. And it I wonder, can you,
that's like I think I heard the song Everyone's a Winner in movies for years, and I didn't know the title of it, and then it came on in some like
I don't
radio.
think I know what song that is.
You'd probably I feel like you definitely know it if you heard it. The guitar riff at the beginning.
Gotcha. But yeah, so I've just been listening to, like, honestly, mostly a lot of Lawrence and a lot of Alt J, and then this album, obviously.
I feel like
obviously.
Oh god.
Obviously,
Section.
and I've also been going back and listening to more of Lake Street Dive's like past catalog.
Yeah,
kind of brushing back up on it.
Yeah, I meant to say something about the drummer's vocals. He sings like a verse on Bad Self Portraits, and I don't think he sings like lead on any other song in any of their like EPs
I can't think
or
of
anything, and like
I can't even think of him singing that on Bad Self Portraits.
The song is called 17 on there that he sings on, and I really enjoy his verse, but they're just.
You're saying if they hear it, you want them to do more?
Of course. Please, gotcha. Mike Calabrese, if we're saying your name right, please do another lead verse.
If not, don't hold it against us. Fulfill Nick's wishes. All right. Well, I guess with that, we can go ahead and wrap it up. We just wanted to say thanks again for listening this week. Remember to tune in next week, where we're going to be taking a look at The College Dropout by Kanye West. Be sure to listen to it as much as you want. And then you can kind of have your own thoughts and mentally join in the discussion with us. You could also, if you want to, not mentally, but rather physically join in the discussion, you can drop a comment on YouTube, or you can also just kind of, probably the best way would be to tweet them at us. We're on Twitter at ListUpPodcast, and that account, as well as all of our personal handles, are going to be in the description of wherever you found this episode. If you enjoyed this one and you really just feel generous, you could drop us a rating and review on wherever you got this from, your platform of choice. But for now, we'll catch you next week, and remember to listen up.